The greatest obstacle to your inner peace is not the world around you, but the weight you give to the voices within it. We live in an era of constant noise where everyone has an opinion, a judgment, or a demand for your attention. We are conditioned to react, to defend ourselves, and to seek validation from people who often do not even matter in the grand scheme of our lives. But there is an ancient, hidden power that can break these chains instantly, the power of ignoring. Stoicism teaches us that our suffering does not come from events themselves, but from the importance we attach to them. When you learn to ignore what is irrelevant, you are not being weak or avoiding reality. You are exercising the ultimate form of emotional sovereignty. You are deciding that your mind is a fortress, and you are the only one who holds the key to its gates. Think about how much of your daily energy is wasted on things that have no long-term value. A rude comment from a stranger, a sarcastic remark from a colleague, or the digital noise of people living lives that have nothing to do with yours. Every time you react to these things, you are handing over a piece of your soul. You are letting someone else dictate your mood. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, understood that our time is our most precious resource, yet we give it away for free to anyone who triggers us. To ignore is to value your time. It is a radical act of self-love that says, "Your negativity is not worth my peace." This mastery begins with a simple realization. You do not have to have an opinion on everything. You do not have to respond to every provocation. You can simply choose to let it pass through you like wind through the trees. The art of ignoring is not about building a wall of hatred. It is about building a shield of indifference. Hatred is still an emotional connection. If you hate someone, they still control you. They are living rent-free in your head, consuming your thoughts. But indifference? Indifference is the ultimate freedom. When you are indifferent, the other person loses their power. Their insults fall on deaf ears. Their attempts to manipulate you find no grip. You are like a rock in a stream. The water flows around you, but the rock remains unmoved. This is the Stoic Masterclass in action. It is the ability to look at chaos and choose stillness. It is the wisdom to know that most things people do are a reflection of their own internal struggles, not a reflection of your worth. When you stop caring about what people think of you, you gain a terrifying level of freedom. Most people spend their lives in a prison of social expectations. They dress, speak, and act in ways designed to please a crowd that doesn't even care about them. But the moment you embrace the power of ignoring the crowd, the prison doors swing open. You start living for your own principles, not for the applause of others. This clarity allows you to focus on your purpose, with an intensity that most people will never understand. You become a person of depth in a world of surfaces. You become someone who cannot be bought, coerced, or broken by the shifting winds of public opinion. Imagine the strength of a person who is truly unbothered. They aren't cold, but they are focused. They aren't disconnected, but they are selective. They listen to the critics only if the criticism is constructive and aligned with their values. Otherwise, it is simply background noise. This level of focus is what separates the masters from the masses. While others are exhausted by the drama of their social circles, the Stoic is building, growing, and reflecting. They understand that the only person they need to be better than is the person they were yesterday. By ignoring the distractions of the ego, both their own and others, they find a path to greatness that is paved with silence and discipline. Applying this to your life requires a shift in perspective. You must audit your relationships and your digital habits. Ask yourself, who is draining my light? What information is cluttering my mind? The news, the gossip, the endless scrolling, all of it is a theft of your potential. Start by practicing the pause. When someone says something meant to hurt you, wait. Do not let the reflex of defense take over. In that pause, realize that their words are just vibrations in the air. They have no power to hurt you unless you give them permission. By choosing to ignore the insult, you render it powerless. You are the master of your internal kingdom, and you decide what is worthy of entry. The path of the Stoic is often a lonely one. but it is a path of immense integrity. People may call you arrogant or distant because you no longer engage in their petty battles. Let them. Their labels are just another thing for you to ignore. Your goal is not to be liked by everyone. Your goal is to be a person of character. Character is built in the moments. When you choose your values over your impulses. It is built when you choose to stay silent instead of arguing with a fool. It is built when you choose to work on your craft instead of seeking attention. Over time, this discipline creates a gravity about you. People will sense your strength, and paradoxically, they will respect you more because they know you cannot be easily moved. Ultimately, the power of ignoring people is about reclaiming your destiny. Your life is a short, flickering flame in the darkness of eternity. Why spend even a single moment of it being miserable because of someone else's ignorance or malice? Life is too short to be lived on other people's terms. Wake up every morning with the firm resolution that you will protect your mind. If you encounter rudeness, ignore it. If you encounter jealousy, ignore it. If you encounter the noise of the world trying to tell you who to be, ignore it. Turn inward. Find the spark of divinity within yourself and fan it into a flame. The more you ignore the trivial, the more room you make for the magnificent. This is the way of the Stoic. This is the way to a life of true power and unshakable peace. Be still, be silent, and be free.